Hello and welcome to this live Forex trading session. As usual, we're going to go through the markets, see what opportunities there are. The main markets we'll be looking at will be the Euro US dollar. And then after we've analyzed the market and made our plan for today, we'll go through any questions, comments, or issues you might have regarding the markets, the platform, or trading. So as usual, we're going to start off by looking at the economic calendar to see what's coming up for today. So looking at the calendar for today, today is Wednesday, the 17th of November. And as usual, my economic calendar, the time zone is GMT +2. So always make sure you set your own economic calendar to your own time zone. So today it's 17th of November, looking at the economic calendar. Since we're looking at the Euro US dollar, we're looking for reports of high importance that could affect the Euro US dollar, and also note reports of medium importance that could affect the Euro US dollar. So let's have a look. So we can see at 9 a.m. GMT +2. We had the UK inflation rate report. And of course, we know the UK being the financial capital of the world, that could have an indirect impact on all markets. Obviously, would have a direct impact on currencies paired with the pound and the UK stock market. But UK being the financial capital of the world, that could have an indirect impact on other markets. So even with the Euro US dollar, you want to be careful trading that market prior to that report. So that was at 9 a.m. This morning, GMT +2. So that's come and gone. And then at 12 noon, again, GMT +2, we had the Euro area core inflation rate report. And of course, that would have a huge impact on the Euro and hence the Euro US dollar, which we're trading. And let's see what else is coming up for today. Today, we also have the Canadian inflation rate report at 3:30 GMT +2. So that's coming out in about an hour's time. But this would mainly have an impact on currencies paired with the Canadian dollar. And since we're mainly looking at the Euro US dollar, that would not be of huge concern to us. It will still be a good idea to check your trades around that time. But this will mainly have an impact on currencies paired with the Canadian dollar and obviously the Canadian stock market. So that's it for today. So that's basically the last report of high importance for today. It's the Canadian inflation rate report, but specifically for the Euro US dollar. For the Euro US dollar, the last report of high importance relevant to the Euro US dollar, it's the one that came out at 12 noon. So that's when I started trading the Euro US dollar. I avoided trading the Euro US dollar prior to 12 noon and placed my trade just about 5 minutes before that report came out at 12 noon. Of course, in view of this Canadian report coming out, if I get into a live trade after this report, my plan is just to have one attempt prior till the report at 3:30, just in case, and then have my second attempt at that time. But like I said, because it's not going to directly impact the Euro US dollar, I started trading at 12 noon when that core inflation rate report came out. Again, don't forget to keep an eye on Market Watch to see if there's anything untoward that could be causing uncertainty in the currency market. But as we know, it's mostly stuff to do with the stock market that we can see here that's in terms of news. So there's really nothing untoward creating uncertainty in the global markets, especially the currency market. So let's go to the charts. So looking at the charts, this morning when I posted my trade on the platform, the market was initially trending sideways between these two white lines. And again, this is actually why it's important to focus on one market, because then you can follow the trend of one market. Because you can see here, In the morning, the market was trending sideways between these two white lines, and I can easily tell when this sideways trend was broken, because you can see where the market just had a sharp fall during that time. So obviously at that point it broke the sideways trend. So I can now delete the sideways trend, because obviously a new trend has formed there where it just crashed through the sideways trend. So because you're following one market, you can tell when one trend starts and when one stops. So obviously this sideways trend stopped there. So let me just delete the white lines now. They're now redundant. So from here now, you can see where the market fell sharply, went back up, came back down, went up. It wasn't really making higher highs, higher lows. So it was just sort of trending sideways around there. Then it went up from the high, a low, a high, a low. Obviously that low is higher than the previous low. It's from the high, that's high is higher than the previous high. It's from the low. This low is just about higher than the previous high. So it's forming higher highs and higher lows. It's gone up again, it's formed another high. It's formed the low, which is higher than that. It's formed another high, where you can see at that point, this low is lower than that. So you can say this uptrend here stopped at that point. So at this point now, it's beginning to trend sideways. It's not forming higher highs or higher lows or lower lows or lower highs. So you can see around here, it was trending sideways. And then you can now see we can't really say this is an uptrend yet, because it's just shot up from the high. We'll see if it forms a low, another high, another low. But you can see I now have my pending buy order just above the pivot point, because obviously the pivot point is clearly away from all this that is happening here. So I have a pending buy order just above the pivot point. And now that the market is way above S1, I can also now place a pending sell order just below S1, which I'll just do now. You can see here that S1 is 1.1289. So 2 pips below that is 1287. So 0.3. Sell stop 1.1287, 20 pip stop loss. Let me just bring my calculator out, so I'm not going to start guessing. So that's 1287 plus 20. So that's 1307, 1.1307. And 60 pips profit would be 1287 minus 60. That'll be 1.1227. So I've got my pending sell order there. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, we have the Canadian inflation rate report coming out in less than an hour's time. Obviously, I'm not in a live trade yet on the euro US dollar. So they're still pending orders, and if it remains there, there'll be no change in my plan come the Canadian inflation rate report. But yeah, if I lose out on a trade between now and then, I will not place my second trade till that Canadian inflation rate report at 3:30 GMT plus 2. So that's my plan for today. All right, any questions? If you have any questions, comments, issues regarding the markets trading on your platform, you can either send it through the chat box or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you to ask your question. Are we all good?
So what did you say is the take profit for the sell order?
It's the entry point minus 60. So, you know, my entry point is
60, yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1287. I mean, you could, yeah, so it's 1287. My entry point is 2 pips below S1. So that's 1.1287. So it's 1287 minus 60 because I'm selling. So it's 1227.
227, yeah. Okay. Then I just came in when you were talking about this, because earlier when I was doing mine this morning, when I saw that sharp drop, I tried to like draw my sideways line, and I put the sideways line under the low number to be under the sharp, you see the big sharp drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put my low number, the lower line, the bottom line to be there. But when I saw your picture later, I was like, oh, okay. Why is yours not there? But I think I kind of get what you were explaining, that it's the trend that's changed.
Exactly. I mean, that's what, again, that's what I was saying earlier, that's why it's important to focus on one market when you start trading, so you can follow the trend, because the market is dynamic. And sometimes you need to wait for more information to develop before you make a decision. So like I said, this morning, the market was trending sideways comfortably between these two white lines. But like you said, when it broke here and crashed through the sideways trend, all you can say is that the market has fallen at this point, but you can't tell if it's downtrending, if it's going sideways, if it's going up. You can't tell. So sometimes as a trader, you just have to wait for more information to develop before you make a decision. So basically at this point where the market broke my sideways trend, I'll just delete my sideways trend and wait and see what happens, because at this point here, all you have is the data that the market has fallen. But there isn't enough information to tell you, has it fallen and is trending down? Has it fallen, or is it trending sideways, or is it going up? So at this exact point, you can't tell. So again, actually, that's a very good question, because as a trader, you shouldn't make assumptions. You shouldn't say, I think the market is trending down, or I think it's trending sideways. No, if there's no information for you to make a decision, then you wait.
I'm just excited because I actually placed my trade this morning, my pending trade, on the exact spot that you did now.
Oh, good. So in fact, I'm happy. I'm happy you did that, because you see that
it just made me feel like
you're a trader. It shows you that this is not as complex as people make it out to be, because as you can see, the decision you made is the same decision I made. I think it's just realizing that, there's no catch to this trading. The real catch is that discipline. The catch is, having a plan, following your plan, knowing how to read the charts, which is why it's good you're asking these questions about how to identify when the trend starts or having to wait. But you can see that, yes, trading is not difficult once you have a plan and you know what you're doing. And as you see that, after a couple of weeks of practice, you just find that it's getting you shorter and a shorter time to make your analysis and decide what to do, because you can see that with the fact, that's why I love the pivot points, because it's that simple. Where's the market? Buy above, buy below. Obviously, make sure your buy order is somewhere above the moving average. Your sell order is somewhere below the moving average. And I think this is where the sort of this sessions come in, this live sessions, because it's now beginning to understand the minute details, just like you asked, when this market fell here, is this minute details about knowing that, okay, there isn't enough information at the moment. You need to wait a bit before you decide what to do. So yeah, it's all this sort of little things that you now be learning during this live sessions. For example, now is knowing that we're only trading euro US dollar, so we can start trading when this report comes out. We're not going to wait for 3:30 because the Canadian report doesn't directly impact the euro US dollar. And I think, let me look at yesterday. Also, sometimes you might also need to take each day on its own merit, because, for example, yesterday, if you looked at my post on the, I'll show you the post, but yesterday was interesting too, because yesterday, trading the euro US dollar, we had the UK reports that came out on employment rate. Then we had the euro area GDP growth rate. And then the last report was the US retail sales. Now, the US report affects all markets. So ideally, you will want to wait till this last report before you trade. Isn't that right? You want to wait till this last report from the United States before you trade. But for yesterday specifically, especially trading the euro US dollar, the euro area GDP growth rate report is significantly more important than this US retail sale report. You know, like, so in this particular scenario, or yesterday, I started trading at 12 noon. I didn't wait for this last report at 3:30 because this report is significantly more important than this retail sales report. So, you know, I always say that, you know, the four reports that are always of huge significance are unemployment rate, inflation rate, GDP, so gross domestic product, and then interest rates. So you find that if you have, so in this case, we have the euro area GDP growth rate. And then for United States, you just have retail sales. I mean, it's a report of high importance, but it's nowhere as significant as these four major ones, hence the euro area GDP growth rate. So each day, again, this is where this live sessions come into play, because you find, you know, there's certain things you need to do. It's basically the application of your knowledge, how you apply the knowledge you've gained during the course, and how you apply it, because not every day is the same. You need to take each day on its own merit, look at the situation, look at the calendar, assess the gravity of the report coming out, which is more important than the other one. So if you go back to yesterday, that's yesterday. Okay, so this is yesterday. So that's what I posted yesterday. Like I was saying, like I said, obviously I post my trades every morning. So it says, looking at the euro market today, the UK unemployment rate report is due out at 9 a.m. Euro area GDP is due out at 12 noon, and the last report of high importance is the US retail sale. But like I said, in view of the higher degree of importance of the euro area GDP growth rate due out at 12 noon, I will avoid trading prior to this report, assess the market just before the report, and place my penny orders then. And then I will only have one live attempt at the market between this report at 12 noon and the final report at 3:30. So again, this is where we'll be going through all this minute details of how you apply the knowledge on a daily basis when you're trading. Okay, any other questions?
Do you, I don't know if that's a question that one can answer. Do you know why? Because yesterday, I placed, I mean, using my dummy account anyway.
Yeah.
But I placed a trade, a sell trade under S1, and but there was one of the rules I broke.
At least you're being honest.
I was supposed to, you said we should delete trade by 6 p.m., but I didn't delete. So that sharp fall took my trade. So it gave me like $30 profit. And I'm like, you know.
So you have to mark
reason?
that down as a bad trading day.
Is there any specific reason why you think there was that sharp fall at that time?
Usually
about that 340. Yeah.
The first thing to say is that sometimes, most importantly, anything can happen in the markets for no reason. This is actually why it's very important to have money management and stop losses, because the market can do crazy things for no reason. It can go up, it can go down, it can go against you. Crazy things can happen. So at least you know that no matter what, you're protected with your stop loss, with your money management. You know that no matter what crazy thing happens in the market, you know what your maximum loss will be. So that's the first thing to say, is that anything can happen for no reason. But sometimes what you can do is to check. So obviously these are all GMT plus 2 times. So you can check, what time did you say it was? Yesterday?
the drop was around 340 this morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
340 in the morning. So what you can then
Yeah.
do, let me come to today. So that would have been 340 would have been 540 GMT plus 2. So what you can then do is find out if anything came out, any report came out around that time, which obviously it didn't. So that's one thing to check, because sometimes you might have a report out of Australia or UK that might have just affected it, even if it's medium importance. So that's one thing to check to see, was there a report that came out at that time? And sometimes you have reports, although it's rare, it's very rare, but sometimes when you look at the economic calendar, the reports would not be there. And then maybe 10 minutes after the calendar has been updated and an emergency report has been announced, so which you missed. But that rarely happens. That rarely happens. So the first thing is to check the economic calendar if there was a report that came out around that time. And then if not, the other thing you can check is actually Market Watch. Because sometimes when you see a flash like that in the market, there might be a breaking news about something that has happened. So again, this is where Market Watch comes in, because this is a site that is updated every couple of minutes. So you get up-to-date information, because you can see here, these are all latest news coming in. And usually if there's a major news, it will flash up at the top here in the headlines. So yes, that's what sometimes I do when I see something crazy happen in the market, just like even here too, where the market just fell sharply. At this point, you could just, oh, did I miss a report? So the first thing I'll do is check the economic calendar. Did I miss a report? Quickly check Market Watch. Was there anything major that happened? And if there's nothing major and there's no report I missed, then it might just be one of those things where, like I said, anything can happen for no reason.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. Any more questions?
Remy, can I ask a question, please?
Yes, that's what these sessions are for. To ask as many questions as you can.
Okay. Now, Remy, I mean, I'm trading using IG, and of course, a MetaTrader, you've shown us what to do, and that's fine. But sometimes I use the IG's own trading platform, and over there, instead of having a single moving average, I think the closest they have is something called exponential moving average, and there you get 3 lines. So it gets very confusing. So what should I be looking at because on my phone, for some reason, MetaTrader doesn't work very well, whereas the IG platform works well.
Are you able to share? Are you on your laptop? Are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I am on my laptop. I can share my screen. Okay, I've got to open IG though. Yeah, here we go. I've got IG open now. Right here. Okay, here we go. Share screen.
Again, this is the whole aim of this. Again, this is just to encourage everyone. Like I said, this is the whole aim of this session, because it's time I've put aside to do things like this. Look at your screen, see what's going on, and see what we can do. Right. Okay, so right, this is your, let's see, your workspace. Where are your indicators?
Okay, so my indicator, I mean, this is where I put the, this is the IG workspace. So the pivot, the software that you gave us, I didn't know whether I could put it into the IG's own platform. No, I put it on MetaTrader. Yeah, so it's on MetaTrader. That's okay. But sometimes, because especially on my phone, I will use this sort of screen. So and it's these 3 lines which will crop up if I put moving average. So which one of these should I be looking at?
What I'm actually trying to figure out is where your indicator settings are. That's the first thing to.
Oh, it's here. If I right click here, then I get all these.
Okay, good. All right, so let's select the moving average.
But there's no such thing. There's only exponential moving average. There's no such thing as moving average. Oh, hang on, there is.
There you go.
Oh, what was I doing then? Okay, right. Okay, so I can't get, so those other 3 lines have also come in now then. Okay, so I've only got moving average ticked here. I've got pivot point, and I've got a few of these other things, stochastic and volume, that's fine. But I'm getting these 3 lines now.
Go to what I'm trying to, okay, right click on your chart again. Because
Okay, yeah.
there must be a setting somewhere where you might want to change the settings of your moving average. That's what we're trying to get at.
Okay.
So let's select, go to the moving average again. Go to the moving,
okay, go to moving average. No, moving average here.
Yeah.
Here.
Now you can see the eye there. Let's click on the eye next to it.
Okay, here.
Oh, okay, that's just okay. Double click on the moving average. Let's see what happens.
Okay, yeah, I've clicked on it and it's disappeared.
Okay, right. This is a proper proprietary charting software. You can see on the top on the right hand side of your platform, there's price and indicator.
There's here.
Click on it. Yes, click on indicator. Let's see what shows up.
Indicator here. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, let's go to add indicator.
Let's go to add indicator. Yeah, here we go.
And click on the drop down menu.
Yes.
Then look for moving average.
Yes, here.
And then select 50.
Yes, period 50. Yeah. Okay, hang on. There we go. 50. Yes.
And no, wait. Alerts me when indicator. Alerts me when period 50 is over. And click on that drop down menu where it says it's over.
Is under or crosses?
I don't know why they're putting all those options there. But anyway, leave it about over.
Okay.
Click on the other period there.
Yes. The period. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Click on select period.
Okay. Period. Yes.
Put 50 there.
50. Yes.
Okay. Go back to this period. I think this period is just for an alert. So just put 0 there. Just make it blank.
Okay. Okay. Here 0. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It doesn't want you to add indicator if you put 0. Okay, just type in. Okay, just type in 0. Click add indicator. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Shall I click on? Okay, add indicator here. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hasn't done anything.
It hasn't done anything.
Indicator.
Okay, I think that's just for an alert then. Okay, let's go back to right click.
Okay.
Indicators, select moving average.
Moving average here.
Yeah, there's something wrong here. You might have
3
to
lines
speak.
are cropping up. Okay.
Yeah. You have to speak to IG and see if they can help you. Let me show you what I mean, because let me show you what I mean, why there's a problem there. Can you see my own platform?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because usually and again, that's why the MT4 platform is user friendly. Because what I was trying to do is, like, if you see, if I right click over mine,
yes,
and I select my indicators, now I can select moving average and edit it.
Yes.
So I can then change it to exponential if I want, and then close, or right click, select indicator list, select moving average, edit it. I can change it back to simple moving average, click OK, and close. I can then select indicator, select moving average, edit it, and I can change it to moving average 100 and say OK. And if I want to add another one, I can do that. So I can go to insert indicator, add another moving average, and say, okay, I want to have 50 and 100, both of them there. I can add both of them.
Okay, yeah.
I can go to, even then, and change the color. So I can say, okay, I want 50 to be yellow, so I can differentiate them, and the other one to be. But you can see this is what I was trying to find out on your own platform, where you can do that editing of the indicator, which is very difficult to find. So this is what you need to find out from them, how you can edit your moving average easily without, the stress you're having.
Okay, that's lovely. One more thing, please, Remy. You've mentioned this before, but I think I've forgotten. There are some markets where you use the moving average of 100 and some where you use moving average of 50. Could you just tell us again, please?
Yes. Again, like I said, please ask as many questions as possible during these sessions. That's what I've created time for, so keep them coming.
Thank you.
So for the dollar USD CAD and the pound dollar, that's the ones I use the MA 100 for.
Okay.
So the US CAD and the pound dollar. So I noticed with experience that the moving average 50 was too sensitive for these two markets, and the moving average 100 tended to be much better with them.
Okay. And for everything else, I think you use 50, don't you, including Euro US dollar?
Yes, in fact, including the indices. So even when I'm trading the Australian stock market or the US stock market or the FTSE or the German DAX, yeah, every other market I use the moving average 50. You can see, despite all the madness in the world, you can see the US stock market is still at an all-time high.
A bit worrying.
Why is it worrying?
Well, is it the calm before the storm?
Yeah, but you get actually, this is actually what I love about the stock market, that if you understand how to play the stock market, because usually what happens, and this is why it's actually important people to understand the stock market, because if you block away all the noise, what tends to happen is, if you start, let's start from here, yeah?
Yes.
So you can see if you bought the stock market here, the storm will be here when it was a crash, but you bought here. Why are you worried about that? But they're obviously doing in the news, they'll make it such a big fuss about this.
Yes.
But if you're a smart investor, when it crashes like that, you buy stocks of the cheap.
Yes.
And then it goes up again. Then when this happens, they will make a lot of noise in the news. Oh, the market is crashing. Oh, this or that. But you can see it's still going all the way up.
Yes.
So usually what I do, obviously I'm not, I'm giving you a huge summary.
Yeah.
But, and of course, because I've been investing for 20 years, but usually those opportunities like the COVID crisis, like the 2008 crisis, like the Euro crisis, the Brexit, all this sort of crisis, where there were opportunities for me.
Okay.
So it's really understanding how the market works, understanding what to look for, understanding how you can take advantage of those things and not listen to the noise.
Okay.
I think for me, from what I've observed so far, it's one, taking advantage of those times that there's a crash, and two, is actually having cash, because those opportunities might come and you don't have the money to actually take advantage of them.
I mean, this is actually where the advantage of the investing cost comes in, because the index funds, for example, is a very good way where you can just invest in the whole stock market. You don't even have to worry about picking a particular stock. You can just invest in the whole stock market and buy the whole stock market, and you can do it for as little as £25 a month and just benefit from dollar cost averaging. And usually that's actually what I advise people to start doing with, because even as far back, you can see as far back as 2001, which was 10 years ago, I've been advising people just to buy that index fund and, just close your eyes and buy it. And you can see where the market has been from over the last 10 years. And it's from as little as £25 a month. Actually, let me see if I can quickly share this link with you guys. It's actually a short seminar I did in Jesus House in London. And during that seminar, I showed, because interestingly, I was speaking to them 10 years ago and told them to buy this index fund, talk to them about index fund. And then interestingly, they called me back 10 years later to talk to them. And I showed them what had happened in that 10 years. That's how I advised them to buy this index fund. So it's one of those things you can just buy and close your eyes about it. But again, you need to know what an index fund is and all that. But yes, again, this is why I say knowledge is the key thing. Because if you know what you're doing, when you're doing it, you can really take advantage of this market. But yes, if you're not sure, if you don't know what you're doing, you can really get burnt and get yourself into serious trouble. But if you know what you're doing, you can easily enjoy the ups and downs. I've sent you the link on the chat.
Okay.
you can watch where I made them feel bad. That's it.
Just a quick question as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Shampa, you keep talking about this IG. I have not really started the live one. But is there no MT4 in IG? Because the MT4 I'm using at the moment is IG.
Oh no, they do.
So,
I think Shampa just likes the proprietary platform. You can see the platform I'm showing you is actually IG Live. This is IG Live.
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
Okay, all right, okay.
Isn't that right,
No,
Shampa? You just like
yeah,
that
yeah.
chat.
It's just that on my mobile, I find the IG a little bit better visually. I'm very short-sighted. That's all it is. I mean, certainly, yeah, certainly on a PC, MetaTrader is way better.
Okay. Okay, all right then. That's fine. But you can still have it on mobile. Just I have not tried it anywhere because me too. I think I like big screens, so I've not really tried it on mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I told you guys, that it will be you guys doing these live sessions. The other guys on the platform have had enough of my voice.
But it's actually very good because then it helps when we do whatever we're doing, we come back and we're actually able to see whether we're doing well or we're not doing well, and ask a lot of questions as well.
Oh yeah, I mean the live sessions go on regardless. Even if no one turns up, I'll just record my plan for the day and post it on the platform.
Okay.
So I just that's what. Sorry.
Will you send me and Shampa the video, or just put it on the platform?
No, it just goes on the platform, just like yes.
Okay.
Yesterday didn't happen yesterday because I had to go away. But yes, if you go to last week, the recordings are posted and everyone is notified on the platform. So that's why I'm saying that usually people who've been on previous courses and now know what they're doing, they don't come for the live sessions anymore. They just wait for my post and see. So this is the one from last week, Tuesday. I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's usually posted there. So yes, after this session is ended, within half an hour, the recording will be posted on the platform and everyone will be notified.
Okay.
But I think we gain a lot out of it when like we actually attend and ask you. I mean, in the moment, I feel.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
That's actually. You're right, Shampa. That's the whole essence. Like I said earlier, that's the whole essence of this Tuesday morning and Wednesday afternoon sessions. That's the whole essence, is for us to, go through live situations and apply what you've learned on live situations, and most importantly, give you the ability to ask questions, for me to look at your screen to see, to help any problems. Yes, that's really the whole reason for this live session. Yeah.
And equally for you to tell us off if we have if we're plan or not. So sometimes we do need our knuckles to get wrapped a little bit. So I think even though it's a punishment, I'll still want to come to the live session.
No problem. Yeah. And like I said, maybe next time, I guess, because maybe I should have waited for you guys, because if you had logged in on time, I would have asked you to actually present. Because usually that's what I usually do, is to also use this opportunity to let people present, which gives you an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I thought no one was going to log in. That's why I just kicked off.
No, I'll come.
No problem. Because that's a good way to put your feet to the fire, to let you present and question you. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
Yeah,
I think for me, the Tuesday will be a bit of challenge, because that one is 6 in the morning, isn't it?
Yes, but you know from the course why we do it at 6.
Yeah.
I know you said, but I can't remember.
Before the European market opens, we want to prepare ourselves.
Yeah. But so why are we doing it 12 on Wednesday, 12:30 on Wednesday?
That's because of the people in North America.
Oh, okay. All right.
So more or less, the Tuesday one is for people based in Nigeria and UK, and the Wednesday one is really for benefit of those in Canada and America.
Okay.
Because this time is their own 6 o'clock in the morning. But like we said,
Okay.
in terms of trading itself, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. It's 6 a.m. London time that the market starts getting active. So it doesn't matter whether you're in USA. But obviously from a live trading situation or this kind of mentorship for the guys in America and the UK, for them, they will have to stay up till like 1 a.m. in the morning to make the 6 o'clock session on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. Right, so I'll be ready for a live trade next Tuesday then.
Yes, I'll wait for you before I start next week Tuesday.
Okay, that's
For
lovely.
me, it will possibly be Wednesday for me.
No
next
problem.
week.
We'll wait for
Yeah.
both of you.
Okay, that's lovely. Okay.
All right then.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.